Hi everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Ruth here at Artful Stampin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm going to demonstrate to you some items that I taught today in my local card class. If you're interested in coming and joining in, please drop me a line. I run them monthly in my local, well, it's kind of like the cafe area or bar area of my local hotel, well, the largest hotel in my town, and they're very good to me. They're very accommodating and yeah, they're great. Okay, so I showed you this little project a while back, and as I had a spare one of these and my Stamparatus already set up, ready to go, I thought it would be handy for me to show you how I did it. Also, I'm just aware that some of these videos would be helpful for those of you who are demonstrators. So I'm going to create a new playlist of cards that I would perhaps either do for a workshop or I have actually done for a workshop. So this is one of those videos that I've actually done for a workshop. Sorry, one of the projects I've done for a workshop, and I will break it down in terms of how I package it all up and what I present to my workshop attendees. Okay, so these two projects were presented as one in one basket. So what tends to happen is I have 4 baskets and we do a kind of rotation. Once they finish, we move them on. So this was in one basket. So they had, basically that's all that's needed for this one is one of these, a bee die cut, which was on my desk, I promise. Where's my Stamparatus? Here it is. There we go. Oh, it was here, honest. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, maybe it's under here. Why does that always happen? Oh, no. Oh, there. Okay, phew. Oh, I was starting to panic then. Okay. And I put also in the basket, not a blend pen, that's for later. In the basket went a yellow Stampin' Blend. Actually, my daughter said she could grab that for me. May, in that box over there, can you get a yellow marker? Then it also had the Early Espresso ink pad. Thank you, darling. Everyone had their own glue or had my glue or whatever. And the Stamparatus set up, ready to go. So this is how I set up the Stamparatus, and I will show you how I did that as well in a second. So what I had done was I had pre-cut a bee each for everybody. Hi, Tonya. Oh, lovely to see you. So I haven't had a chance to say hello to everybody. I will do in a minute. So I pre-cut the bees for everybody and then set up the Stamparatus with a template in it and then just push that right in, and then this bee is placed exactly where it needs to go to stamp that bee. And I also added a little post-it note that said, do not move, thank you. And I did tell them all, do not move the bee, but then said, if you do move it, don't worry, I won't shout at you, just let me know. And I will put it back place. Now I faffed around for a day or so, or the first day when I was setting it up, not all day, I didn't faff around all day, but I couldn't figure out how to get the bee in the right place, and then I realized all one has to do is get the bee and flip that over and pop it into there like that, okay, with very minimal amount of touching on the back, like just literally your nails. So get it into place like that, and then you need to turn it over, not touch the bee at all, place it into your Stamparatus with it really tucked in there like that, and then close the door and pick up the bee. All right, and then put your magnet over that so that doesn't move. So super easy to do. So then you get your early espresso ink that up, and it doesn't matter if there's a mess around here, it doesn't matter, you know it inks fine. And then push down. Oh no.
Why are you doing that?
Thanks, May. Why didn't you warn me? Now, just a tip, if you are a workshop leader, sometimes people will put it in the wrong way, okay? And it won't align because they are not symmetrical. The bee is not symmetrical. So if they go, it doesn't fit, just go turn it over, all right? So make sure you've put this in correctly, and then that will fit. Now, I know it looks like it fit because there's ink around here. It is just ink, it's not a shadow. Okay, and then you just push down, and then oh, that's fine, Esther, see you later. Yeah, I'm just getting on here first before you arrive. And then picking that back out again, some of my customers were like, how do I get it back out? You just lift that a little bit and pop it out like that. Okay, right, May, can you just colour that little bee in, just the yellow lines? Can you just colour that in? She's just going to colour that in for me. All right, and that's it. That's all that's all the stamping you need to do for that one. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. You've got to stamp this bit now. Where's my bee? Need to get my bee stamp. Get my block. So I used crushed curry for this, but you can use whatever colour you fancy. You can use brown, don't know, grey, whatever. But I just thought yellow was kind of fun and a nice cheery colour. Yeah, done it?
Yeah.
Okay, well done. Okay, so then the other thing that was in the basket was some post-it or sticky notes. So you just tuck that into there like that. And the reason you have to do this is because when you stamp your stamp down, it will touch this area here. So you just have to mask those areas off like that. And then it's a case of just lining it up now. Let me just, I've got to move my camera up a little bit. All right, so just kind of like hover it over and remember that your stamp starts there. So there we go. How cute is that? And then take that off, turn it around. Put that in there like that. That in there like that. And then line it up again, stamp. Okay, so that's done. So then all you have to do is, can you cut the bee in half from the tail to there?
All the way.
All the way. So what I suggested to my ladies before they try and assemble it all is they've got to fold back those tabs first. You a bit closer in.
Okay.
Yeah, that's lovely. And then with your hands, just gently curl these flappy things because you just want the paper to kind of go in that direction. Then put these together, that over the top, and then put that over the top. And the reason I would say make it up before sticking it down is because then you've got a bit of an idea of where to actually stick the bees. So you only need a very minimal amount of glue, don't need a lot. There we go. And then you stick a bee on either side. Now this idea was not mine. I got this from another demonstrator, and I think the last time I showed the bee box I did link to her blog with all her gorgeous photos of what she did. I think she did a little bee on the side as well. So when I finish here I will put that link again because I cannot take credit for this whatsoever. It's just so adorable that I could not share it. but please do go to her blog
You
and...
stole her idea.
No, I didn't steal it. This is called casing, copying.
What the stars
And
back?
I didn't do it quite the same as hers because she had a little bee there, but I totally acknowledge her. She made it. Okay, right, let's move on to the next thing. So the other little project that they had to do was to make a box. So they got in their basket a sheet of cardstock I'd already pre-cut and scored. Now, just a tip, with the new trimmer, I actually was able to do 2 of these in one go. All right, so it cut down my prep time by half. Okay, because before I'd have to do it 1 each, but this time I did 2 in one go. It did mean you had to kind of like push quite firmly on the score blade, but I did prep 2 in one go. Then the other thing everybody got was this little pack, and inside this pack was a yellow piece of offcut from the side of the piece of cardstock, a piece of the lovely bee paper. Okay, so they could choose either to use that side or that side. Then another piece, and a piece of the black and gold. And then again, I pre-cut these out because the idea of having my big shot there and 12 ladies queuing up to use the big shot was just a bit beyond me. So I was quite generous and I pre-cut these out for them. So to assemble it, oh, and then the other thing was that on the table, that pearl wasn't there originally. I was just tidying up and I found a pearl again on one of my sheets and I just transferred it on there, so that ignore the pearl. What was the other thing? Yeah, so I had this on the table. This was their thing to copy if they wanted to copy it. And then I also did, oh, it was here a minute ago and now it's disappeared. I did do a variation of this. Yeah, I know your tablet's running out of battery.
Very fast.
I did do a variation of this, but the opposite. So I showed them how if they wanted to turn it round and do it that way. You see how that's the difference between that one and that one. They could do that as well. And I think I'd put that, yeah, I did. I put that in the middle rather than at the side. It was just to show that even though you've got this one kit, you can do what you want. And I think one lady actually, she experimented and did something else. She did that or something. She did something completely different, which is fine. So for those who are not very confident, it's good to have a kind of a bit of an idea of where you're headed, but for those who are quite confident or like to go off and do their own thing, then it means by giving them a kit like this, they can go off and do what they want to do. Okay, so let's get this going. So to start off with, we just burnish all the edges. So you just go around, and you don't necessarily have to have a bone folder for this. You can just do that. And do that. And that is it for that bit. And then all the cutting you need to do is along 1, 2, 3, 4, and then turn it around and do the other side. So,
Stop waving scissors around.
oh, sorry.
Is
Is that dangerous? Well, don't stick your face right in there.
No.
She's got her face right next to my face and then complains that I'm waving scissors around. Right, I know what you could do while I'm doing this, is you can stick this together. Can you copy what I've done, please?
No.
You're not going to copy it?
No, when it's early.
You want to do your
How
own
do I get the ink
thing?
on the top?
Oh no, that's a mistake. She just went, how do I get the ink on there? No, that's just swiped that by accident. You cheeky child. Right.
Assemble.
She'll do the assembling while I do the box. So do that. Right in the middle of the crease line, okay? Right down the middle. So you can adapt this sort of box to do all sorts of things, really. You can do all different shapes and things. Okay, I will give you the measurements.
How do I get hey
If
friend?
someone wants to type it, that's up to them. Oh, hey friend, you've got to stamp it. Stamp it with...
Mummy giving me impossible task.
No, it's not an impossible task. You just ask for the stuff and I provide it. Right, there it is. Hey friend, do you want to do something different?
Well, you told me not to do it different.
Oh, you can choose the words different if you want to. You could give this to a friend of yours, couldn't you?
But I don't. It's not very good if I wrote.
World's best father. We can give it to Daddy for Father's Day.
What is that?
Anyway, I've got people watching, darling. She's such a chatterbox. Right. So, sorry, measurements. Let's sort measurements so that you guys can jot this down. Right. So you start off with an A4 piece of cardstock, or you can start with the American. It'll fit an American size as well, I think. So you cut your cardstock to. Sorry, that's terrible drawing. 11 inches by 7.5 inches. Okay, there we go. I'll bring you right in. See that? May's hands are famous. Did you see that? May's hands are famous, and Cindy says. Okay, so that's the first thing to do. You cut your cardstock down, and then you score 1 inch from the edge all the way around, like that. And then you score at 5.5 inches, and then score at. Oh, sorry, I just got a block from it. There we go. And score at 6.5 inches. Okay. So just do it on there. Okay, so 1 inch all the way around. Let's get this back up a bit. So 1 inch all the way around, and then so 1 inch there, then 5.5 and 6.5. Okay, so when I say 5.5 and 6.5, what I mean is when you put it into your scoring tool.
That's it upside down.
So that's 1 inch. Score, move it up to 5.5 inches.
Ta-da!
Oh, I told a lie. It's 5 inches.
Mum!
I'm going to have to contact all my ladies and tell them I've been telling them wrong.
Mum!
How dare I? 5 and 6. It's 5 and 6 inches. Ladies, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. It's 5 and 6 inches. There we go. Right, I'm going to say a quick hello to everybody. Your magic third arm appeared. I know. It's because she's just had a shower, haven't you? Right, let's try that again. Can you aim it more for the centre? Try again.
You told me to do on that side.
No. And that's a little bit high.
So you meant to get in the middle.
Right, try again. Try and get it right in the middle. Control it properly. She knows how to do this. I'm not being mean. She knows.
Are you sure? I can't tell.
Right, you're leaning on me.
Well, I can't really.
Right,
I don't,
stand up and do it. Right, come on. They're all waiting for you. Even though they can't see you. Right, lift it off. That's
exact
better.
same thing.
No, it's better. It's better.
It's the exact
Right,
same
okay.
thing.
Well, I'm getting way behind. Auntie Esther's coming on in like 13 minutes. Right, hello everybody. Sorry about this. So unprofessional. Right, so to stick it all together, you then stick this one, put glue on this one and this one, and this one on this one to start off with. Oh, and before that, if you want to cut a little tab, like a circle tab out of there, you can do as well, but I'm not going to do that because we've started gluing.
I sound like a boy.
You sound like a boy.
No, they said they sound like their grandson. Or something, I can't help see.
Well, of course, if he's only 9, his voice hasn't broken, has it? So he's going to sound high-pitched. Right, if you need third fingers or thumbs, what you do is you grab a peg. Can you go and see if you can grab a peg from over there?
But you can use my fingers too.
So pegs are really useful. If you've got to make a load of these, then I would get some... No. Get ones that are already just in the basket there. They're not in...
Tell me to get pegs.
Yeah, I know, but they're in a packet. Yeah, that'll do. And another one. Come on.
Where are they?
They're just in the basket, just sitting in the basket. Okay, so pegs are fabulous for holding things together while you are working on another section. Thank you.
Another one?
So there we go, stick that in there. Now, sometimes it's helpful to actually stick it when that is closed so that you know it will actually fit on. Yeah, that's fine. So pop your peg in there. Thank you. And then pop that in there. Right, is that all stuck down? Can you stick those down, please?
I did not understand that.
Can you stick? She's so nosy. She wants to know what everyone's saying. Right, I will read comments.
Somebody said my name.
Right, let's have a look. Hi, Wendy, Sheila, Cindy, Hilda. Oh, hello, Hilda. You don't usually come on live. Beverly, Jackie, Cindy, Steph, Tonya, Karen, Honeybee. I love to journal. Hello. Esther's probably gone. Is this your first time live then, Tonya? Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Rhonda. Hi. Is it Ali, Troy's mum? I'm trying to remember names. Oh, Steph. I hope that we can cheer you up.
Mum.
Sorry if you're having a bad
I have
day.
a problem. I think it's tilted.
It's tilted.
I think it is.
All right, we'll just quickly.
This is a bad thing about really good glue.
That's the bad thing about good glue.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. No, it doesn't look too tilted. You're fine. Right, stick that on then. Come on, get on with it. Stick that. Right, stick that one so it fits there.
Yeah.
Right, anyway. So this is generally how long it would take in a class because, you know, the ladies are all napping to each other, of course, and they're having to sometimes share equipment. So, so I try and allow half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour for each project. And then, stick that down. And then we kind of shift baskets round. So you can't get your head around making boxes. Ah, well, here's the thing. We are making a box today.
I think that's
super
tilted as well.
easy. And if you wanted to put in a like a divider, that's fine. You can design dividers. So the actual area here measures
Do you want me to do that?
1, 2, 4 inches.
The glue on it?
Yeah, so don't just put the glue across there, darling. Just put a strip of glue across there. Not too much at the end. Just start it there. Not too thick. Squeeze. Squeeze. That's it. Stop.
That's very wonky.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we stick that on like that. And then you get the scissors
good to
and
know
you
to
turn
get
it
our boxes.
over and then you snip that off.
Why?
Why? Because we don't need it.
Then why did you put it on?
Because it was just extra.
Oh.
Oh, look, that needs to oh, no, that doesn't need to stay down. Yeah, no, this is a really super simple one. Super simple box, this one. Very easy. Yeah, as I was saying, if you want to create a divider, you can do. I have a smaller version of this that a friend of mine made. And also, if you want to do a belly band, you can do. I know I have shown you this before, but look. So this is a smaller version a friend made.
Oh.
And she did 2 dividers. So look, you can create your so you basically you take the measurement of this plus 2 inches extra to create the crease. You pop that in there. Can you carry on, please?
Oh, I did it.
Yep, you've got to stick the bees
No. Where did I stick them?
anywhere you want. And then for this part, it's the measurement of this again plus that bit there. Okay, so that you can stick in your gifts. Okay. So it's basically a similar thing, really. And if you wanted to do a belly band, you can do. Or you can redesign that. No, not so much glue, please.
No, that's why I was trying
Not
to
so much,
move it
darling.
away.
Come on. Right, where do you want it?
Down.
Right. Let's use this bit of glue. Right, where do you want this?
There.
Where?
Down there.
Down here?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'll just wipe my fingers. I'll get glue on them. Right, so can you turn that over and put a bit of glue around there, and then we'll stick that on there. Hi, Tessie. Yes, I do have my little helper, although she's very nosy, so she keeps trying to read comments and she gets distracted very easily.
Somehow.
Somehow. Yeah, see, and she's cheeky as well. She's very quick-witted. She wants to be a comedian at the moment, don't you?
Yeah.
She keeps changing her mind. You know, you ask children, what do you want to do when you grow up? And she keeps changing her mind.
No idea.
Right, off you get.
Right,
can you go and clean your teeth, please? Because I've really got to power through.
Goodbye.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Right, off you go.
Bye. Goodbye.
Right, you've got 6 minutes to clean your teeth and read your book before I come upstairs.
1 minute to clean teeth? Or 30
No.
seconds if I brush?
No. 3 minutes teeth cleaning, please. Thank you very much.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Off you go.
2 minutes.
Right, they're all saying goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye, May. Bye, May. Bye, sweetie. Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Right, sorry about that, everybody.
Excuse me.
Is that when you're in a rush? Right, okay, so box made with a thing. And this is quite, it's a great little class thing to do. They love making a little box. It was just a bit different. And then I also provided a candle that they then put in there and took home a little candle. So that was that. Now, I did come on and show you the card that I was going to do. And I thought it'd be nice if I very quickly made it up and again go through with you what I would do for the class. So in the class package, they get their envelope. So I just make these envelopes up, one for each person. Again, put it in a basket with the ink, with the block, with the stamp set, like that, ready to go. Then they had a card base, the paper, and then their matting layers. And they could choose if they wanted to stick it that way. They could choose to do that, and a couple of ladies did do that. They wanted to do it the other way, so that's fine. So very quickly, this is a great one to introduce stamping and also using the blender pen, okay? Not to be confused with the Stampin' blends. So I used Mary Mallow ink, and I did do that by accident the first time I did this, but I stuck with it because it works so well. I had intended to use Cherry Cobbler, but you will see why I actually stuck with that decision. Okay, let's get you in a bit closer to this. That's ooh, that's a bit extreme close up. There we go. Right, so all you then do is you get your blender pen and you just start manipulating the ink on the flower petals. And the thing I did warn my ladies was, do not try and do it over and over the same area. Keep it moving, because if you go over and over and over the same area too long, because this has got moisture, fluid, water in it, it will pill the cardstock. So if you feel like you're going over the same area, give it a rest and go on to another area. Okay, but as you can see, it's so easy to do, especially when you've just freshly stamped it down. So it's all great. And then, don't forget these little buds here. There's little buddy things there. There we go. You can do those as well if you want to. All right, so that was super duper easy. Now, incidentally, Stampin' Up, don't you just love the guys at Stampin' Up? They have actually going to be exclusively releasing some dies to match this stamp set next month. As demonstrators, we can order it this month, but if you're a customer, you can order it next month. And there's a dies that will cut out this whole cake, but not only the whole cake, it will also cut out this floral portion here and this floral portion here, so that you can use it as a flower stamp, not just a cake stamp. Okay, so you know how I love my little zhuzhy sprays of splatter, well, it has the most adorable splatter in this. So I just stamped a little bit of that lovely spray around the flowers like that. And then rather than, oh, it had a bit of pink in there. I need to clean that up. So one of my ladies, she was a bit exuberant and she got some pink on there. Then I got my Stampin' blends and I just coloured in the leaves. Now I could have said, oh, we'll just use the Stampin' blender pen with the ink pad, but I think it would have probably taken too long to get a good saturation of colour, and because there's a soft seafoam Stampin' blend, you may as well just use that, because the ink I've used is water based and this is alcohol based, so it's not really going to interfere with what I've just done. So again, you just put that in the basket for everybody and it's there then for them to use. Okay, right, the next thing was to, inside their packet, what's the other, oh, should be a little, oh, it's under there, a little piece of black cardstock. And so what I then did was got the Whisper White Craft ink, and they just had to stamp the to you. And I love sentiments like this, to you, because at a class they can make this and they can keep it in their stash and give it to somebody, you know, whenever they want. And it can be a happy birthday, it can be a thank you, it can be whatever, because it just says to you, you know. Right, so now this bit, it doesn't matter if it goes wonky, all right? But quite a few of my ladies had to have second goes with stamping because the ink is so different. It's a different formulation because we need to get it white, that some ladies were over inking and over pressing. They were doing that. So they were getting this kind of like shadowing effect. So it was good that there was like two sides and they had like 4 goes in effect. So bear that in mind sometimes, that when you're, especially when you're stamping small stamps, it's more of a science than it is a than it is an art, and it is about technique. So give them enough card to make mistakes with. All right. So for example, I had a lady come to my class who'd not been to my class before. She's a crafter, but she'd not done stamping before. And when I gave her one of the other projects that we were going to do, which was a lot of stamping, I could see by her face, she was just like, ooh, not quite sure about this. So I just grabbed a piece of white cardstock, a cardstock base, gave it to her and said, look, just have a play to start off with before you do the real thing, as it were. So just bear that in mind when you do have newer people. They can be a bit shell-shocked because they've never done something like this. And everyone's kind of merrily getting on with it because they know what they're doing. So just be aware for those new folks. Right, well, I prefer the stripe, so I'm going with the stripe again. Okay, so, right. So it's so easy to get this done now. You just have your base. Now, I know some people, demonstrators, they like their ladies to pretty much do everything. They just provide the paper and then get everyone to cut everything from scratch. But this is just how it's developed with my classes, that if I was to have a trimmer for every single person on my table, plus all the other stuff, plus a drink, plus a bin, plus the cleaning materials, oh my goodness, it would just be so packed on the table that they would be bumping into each other. So I prefer to do it like this. They can just turn up, enjoy, everything's done for them, and then they get a bit of a taste. Oh no, that's not on properly. They get a bit of a taster of different products, and then they can place orders if they want to. Now, my deal with my ladies is that if they spend £45, they get the class for free. That's generally the rule. And then sometimes I will do product-based classes where I will say, oh, we're going to be using this stamp set, so the class is, only £5. Or if they buy the stamp set and a punch, then the class is free, because usually the bundle is between £40 and £50. Sometimes I am generous when it's the bundle's about £30, but I still say it's a free class. So, right, then if you want to stick that on with dimensionals, you can do. I don't think I've got any to hand, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of glue. Oh, I'm over time. Right, I need to dash. So thank you for your company, everybody. Sorry I haven't had time to kind of read through lots of your comments. It was just a bit of a quick one tonight, just going over what I've done. If you do have any questions, please do post them in the comments below if you're watching this on the replay. Hi Janice, lovely to see you. I have to get this set, says Hilda. Oh. Right, thank you for your company, everybody. Really lovely to see you again. And I hope that helps, especially if you're thinking about running classes and, you know, where do I start and all that kind of thing. So there we go. That's one of them. And then this was the other project. All right. And it's a great way just to slowly teach people, you know, various techniques. So we use the stamp and blending technique with that. Oh, I forgot to put my gems on for that one. And then this one is just about box construction. So there we go. Right, lots of love to you all. Take care for now, and I'll probably see you over watching Esther on Facebook Live. So if you don't follow Stampin' Star Creations on Facebook, please do. She'll be doing some sort of project now, and then she'll be back on Facebook at about 9 o'clock. So see you guys later. Bye. Ooh, sorry.